Welcome to the great city of Golden Valley. I'm Shep Harris. Yes, woo for Golden Valley. Let's give it up. I'm Shep Harris, Golden Valley Mayor, and I'm joined this morning by my fellow city council members. I'm scanning the audience. There we go. We've got, please wave so I can find you. It's like, where's Waldo? Here we go, Jillian Rosenquist and Larry Faunist, and I know we're joined in spirit here by Joni Clausen and Steve Schmidgall as well. We would like to welcome all of you to the 2018 State of Hennepin County Address. Of course, I also want to acknowledge some of my fellow city colleagues that I've seen from the Metro, specifically from Hennepin County. I know some fellow mayors I've already seen, and council members, and school board members, and superintendents. This is kind of like the place to be. This is the big stars place, I think, in all of the West Metro, because I've seen so many here this morning. I've also wanted to extend a special welcome to you. On behalf of our community, we are very pleased to have the 2018 State of the County Address here in Golden Valley, as, of course, I'm a little biased, but it gives us an opportunity to showcase our new Brookview Community Center. I know people are being polite, but I've already heard at least 10 times people saying, wow, this is a really nice place. And it is. It really is. It is meant to reflect our stylish, mid-century modern homes here in Golden Valley. And Brookview opened up in December to much fanfare. As you can see, we have phenomenal facilities for private parties and community events. The hip 316 Bar and Grill, which is downstairs. I encourage you to go downstairs afterwards if you want to get something more to eat and drink. Of course, we have intriguing art galleries if you haven't seen them upstairs here already, or even downstairs. And if you didn't see it on the way coming in or going out of our north entrance is, of course, my favorite, the newest indoor large-scale playground in all of Hennepin County, known as the Backyard. It is on a regular basis just jam-packed with screaming, climbing kids and very exhausted parents. So we really encourage you to come on back if you don't get a chance to look at it today. And here at Brookview, as we shift our outside operations from fat tire biking and Nordic skiing to use our regular and par 3 golf courses, we're also starting preparations for the August reopening of our fantastic lawn bowling green. So I hope you'll come on back and enjoy that too. Now, in addition to this awesome community center, we are very fortunate to have a very strong partnership with the county. And so I say to the county board, as I'm looking to some of the members here, to our county board, to Mr. Huff, to the entire administration, thank you. Thank you for your efforts here in Golden Valley, throughout the entire county. You've made a significant difference in the lives of our residents, and I am positive that you have redefined our communities for decades to come. So thank you very much. Really appreciate that. And speaking of that partnership, I just have to brag a little bit. Here are some quick examples, some big ticket items here in Golden Valley where this partnership has been realized and I really think maximized. So for starters, some of you may have driven down here to Brookview today by way of Douglas Drive, AKA County Road 102. It's a designated complete street that has been revitalized after nearly 50 years. We also have Isaacson baseball fields and Sandburg Middle School soccer fields that look great thanks to our county's youth sports grant program. You may have seen some as the snow is starting to melt. You may have seen some of our bike lanes on the county roads that are being created for those cool new Lime bikes that are going to start here in Golden Valley later this month. And last but not least, Golden Valley, the county, and 6 other cities are ready and pushing hard for that first Bottineau Blue Line light rail train to pull out of the station. I'm very excited about that, yes. Of course, we can't thank the county enough without including our outstanding County Commissioner, Linda Higgins. I promised you I wouldn't embarrass you. But the examples I just mentioned have happened because of Commissioner Higgins' advocacy for our community. In fact, the credit for the location of today's county address goes to Commissioner Higgins. We wanted to get her out here, and so we just thought, let's just do a county address. It'll be a good excuse. So we're glad that, thank you for suggesting this as a location. We're going to miss working with the commissioner and her outstanding staff, Tina Sands and Beverly Hammond. She has always been accessible, reliable, and willing to help. I just ask that the county board go easy on the next county commissioner, because I think they're going to need a lot of help because the commissioner has done so much great work for us. We're going to need to help the next her successor. Okay, so let's get down to business and talk county progress, shall we? Today's address will be given by County Commissioner and Board Chair Jan Callison. She represents the 6th District, which includes a whopping 16 cities. I have trouble with one city. I don't know how you do 16, but 16 cities in the West and Southwest Metro. Commissioner Callison was elected to the board in 2008 after serving a combined, I think it was 15 years on the Minnetonka City Council and as mayor. And she has been the board chair of the County Board of Commissioners since 2015. So, Madam Chair, if you wouldn't mind coming forward, please, as a way of saying thank you for selecting Brookview as this year's county address. The City of Golden Valley has a few items I'd like to present. So we have a bag of goodies here that we hope that, now unfortunately we only have one of each, so I do kind of expect throughout the county meetings when I go online or on TV, you'll just have to share some of these items, so I expect there's a rotation schedule perhaps, especially starting with, let's see, we have a really cool, and it's very soft, very plush, Golden Valley sweatshirt. There we go, established in 1886. There we go, look at that. So we've got that. Do you feel like you're on The Price is Right? And so that's for winter. That's for wintertime wear, and then for springtime wear, we have a Golden Valley T-shirt. It's kind of got that weathered, worn-in, cool look that at least my kids like to, wear with the ripped jeans. So this looks really good. So Golden Valley, Minnesota. So we've got one of these. Let's see what else we have in here. We have a vintage, and I really do mean vintage because, these things have been around for a long time, so it's probably an antique Golden Valley, Minnesota mug, and you have to be careful, and I want to warn all the commissioners, so I'm sure you guys will use this and rotate it through your board meetings. Before you drink, please be careful because we have a Golden Valley pin in here. And last but not least, we have a really cool Brookview 316 cozy that you can use for your non-alcoholic beverages during your county board meetings. So, again, thank you very much. We really appreciate all the effort and coming here to Golden Valley. And we're going to stick this back in here, and I'll probably put that or bring it back. There we go. Bring it back to your seat. I can do that for you. And so if you would please help me give a warm Golden Valley welcome to the County Board Chair, Commissioner Jan Callison.
Thank you, Chef. Lovely. Good morning. Good morning. And welcome. I have to digress with some unprepared remarks for a second, if you would indulge me. 2 years ago, when I did the State of the County address, the day before I prepared, and Carolyn Marinan, who's our Director of Communications, asked me what I was going to wear the next day. And I said, well, I have this tan suit that I think will work. And she sort of grimaced. And I said, well, maybe not. And I said, well, I've got a blue dress. And she kind of grimaced at that. So I went home that night thinking, what am I going to wear? I had an orange suit jacket. I thought, okay, I'll wear that. I arrived the next morning. Mayor Molly Cummings introduced me, and she was wearing the suit that I would have worn. Now, this morning, I thought to myself, Shep Harris will not be wearing this outfit. It's wonderful to be here this morning. Isn't this a beautiful building? Yeah. The City of Golden Valley has operated the Brookview Community Center for almost 50 years, since 1969, and opened this new building in December 2017. It is a gathering spot, as you can tell, for meetings and events, life celebrations, recreation, public art displays, and this morning, Hennepin County. Thank you, Mayor Harris, members of the City Council, and staff for welcoming us into your community. Many folks are present today who are critical to the county's success. My colleagues on the county board, Commissioners Opat, Higgins, Green, McLaughlin, Gotell, and Johnson, and Sheriff Stanek, and County Attorney Mike Freeman. Please stand, all of you, for a round of applause. County Administrator David Huff and our Assistant County Administrators, the many county employees who are present or are listening from offices throughout the county, and members of our boards and commissions and other volunteers. Would you also please stand? I know there are volunteers out there who aren't standing. Gary, that would be you. I also want to acknowledge those who have made it possible for me to speak with you today. Members of my staff, Allison Selwood, Chris Hoyles, communications staff, and particularly Diana Houston, and members of my family. And finally, to our residents, our business community, and our nonprofit sector, thank you also for joining us today. 2 years ago, when I spoke with you, I described a strong county blessed with gifted leadership, talented staff, and committed community partners. That description remains true today, and those building blocks for success are still in place. And before I go on, I did not include the community partners, the local and elected officials who are here. So we have partners here from state, local, regional government, and I want to make sure I have you stand as well. So please do stand. Our vision, a future where residents are healthy and successful, and where our communities are safe and vibrant, has successfully guided us for many years. But challenges are ever present, and the future is always before us. Today, I want to consider some of those challenges, describe how we are meeting them, and lay out an area of opportunity that I hope we will seize as we prepare for the future. But first, as some of you know, when I speak to our Citizens Academy and other groups, I often start my presentation with a little quiz, something to even the playing field a bit, since otherwise I have to answer all of the questions myself. I'd like to do the same today, administer a small test of your Hennepin County IQ. So, everyone, please take out your cell phone and through your web browser, type in, Sheriff, this includes you, www.menti.com, and then use the code 80 space 46 space 75.
Can you say that again?
Yes, Commissioner Johnson. 80 space 46 space 75. Those of you who are currently listening to our live stream can participate as well. Instructions are also up here on the screen next to me. Your answers will be tabulated on the screens as they are submitted. Staff will control moving to the next question, which will automatically show up on your phone screen. So this should be easy enough. I should warn you, though, that you will have to pay attention as I progress through my speech to discover the answers. If you're ready, let's begin. Question number 1. How many cities are located in Hennepin County? A, only one, and it's Minneapolis. B, 7. C, 37. D, 45. Question number 2. What is not the largest city, that would be too easy, but the smallest city in Hennepin County? A, Medicine Lake. B, Golden Valley. C, Woodland. D, Delano. Question number 3. What percentage of land in Hennepin County is rural? A, 1%. B, 9%. C, 15%. Or D, 25%. Question number 4. What percentage of jobs in the state of Minnesota are located in Hennepin County? A, 40%. B, 30%. C, 25%. D, 20%. Question number 5. What percentage of the population of Hennepin County receives direct services from the county? A, 25%. B, 10%. C, 35%. And D, 20%. Question number 6. What is the biggest challenge facing Hennepin County? A, workforce. B, affordable housing. C, public safety. D, transportation. E, human services and health needs. And finally, question number 7. What is the biggest resource that we have in meeting our challenges? A, staff. B, increased resources. C, partnerships. D, incredible commissioners. And I hope there's more than 7 votes. E, community. Truthfully, one of the reasons that I like to start presentations this way is because it forces people, I hope, to think about Hennepin County. Not the city where they live or where they work, but this remarkable county, Hennepin, with our 45 cities, ranging from Minneapolis with its population of almost 400,000 to our smallest, Medicine Lake, population 386, to the 15% of our county that remains rural. We are home to a diversity of people, of opportunity, of resources that is unmatched in the state of Minnesota and throughout the upper Midwest. Although 1 person in 5 in the state of Minnesota lives in Hennepin County, 1 job in 3, approximately 30%, is here. Our economy propels forward the entire state. But I also like this quiz because it forces people to confront what they don't know about Hennepin. All of us who have campaigned for a seat on the county board know that many people can't say what the county does. They are often amazed at the wide range of services that we offer or are engaged in. Public safety, transportation, libraries, environmental services, elections, health and human services, and even mosquito control. 1 person in 4 receives direct services from the county, whether in the field of child protection, workforce training, food assistance, economic supports, disability services, and so much more. We provide these services on behalf of the state of Minnesota as a result of our state-supervised, county-administered social service system. But unless you are receiving these services, you may not be aware of the work that we do or why we do it. Of course, asking you to pick the biggest challenge, to choose between workforce, affordable housing, public safety, transportation, and human services and health needs was perhaps a bit unfair. Nevertheless, let's consider these challenges, their implications, and some of the steps that we are taking to meet them. We know that workforce issues are critical, driven by demographic changes in our region, as well as our strong regional economy. We face these challenges both as a regional citizen and as an employer. We see the impact of low unemployment as we seek to hire staff in our social service centers, our public safety facilities, our transportation department, and throughout the county. We hear from our business community that the lack of a talented workforce threatens to stifle their ability to grow and will ultimately make our region less competitive. We know that the lack of affordable housing has an impact across Hennepin County. It makes everything we do more difficult, more challenging to keep people physically and mentally healthy, to help children succeed in school, to connect people with jobs. Providing adequate affordable housing is one of the keys to our future regional success. Public safety is a fundamental function of government and an area of significant responsibility for us. Moving the ball forward here requires the close cooperation of the Sheriff's Office, the courts, the County Attorney's Office, the Public Defender's Office, and our Department of Community Corrections and Rehabilitation. When we fail, the impacts are felt throughout our system and our communities. Our high quality of life and our economic competitiveness demand a robust transportation system, permitting us to move people and goods effectively and safely, connect people to jobs, businesses to their markets, and providing transportation choices. Our business community, our residents, and our social justice community tell us repeatedly that this is a priority issue for them. Finally, our ability to tackle the substantial human service and health needs of our community is critical. Among the particular challenges that we face today are our fractured mental health system, rapidly growing child protection needs, antiquated state computer systems, entrenched social, economic, and health disparities, and uncertain federal and state partners. We have responded to all these challenges in robust ways, including new methods of workforce development, such as our Pathways employment model, active participation in regional work to reshape the public workforce system, and reconsideration of how we attract and retain our employees. Different strategies for housing, such as our focus on prioritizing housing for county clients, investment in the naturally occurring affordable housing fund to support the preservation of existing affordable rental housing, and innovations like the partnership between taxpayer services and human services to assign a social worker to assist homeowners who are in arrears on their taxes and at risk of losing their homes. Coordination between our community justice partners so that the precious bed space at our jail is used only by the most serious and dangerous offenders in our community, to improve access to mental health services for those in our jail, and investment in our public safety systems such as 911 dispatch. Improvements to our transportation system, whether by changes to our system of prioritizing road projects, increasing road pavement quality, investment in smart technology to improve road efficiency, or leadership in developing transportation options like light rail transit. Emphasis on prevention in the health and human services area, including our focus on child well-being, support for Hennepin Health, and investment in North Point. Our vision states that we will be a diverse learning organization, partnering with others to enhance the quality of life in Hennepin County and the region. Staff has given life to this ideal. They have made a strong commitment to diversity, whether within our own workforce or as they work with minority, women-led, and disadvantaged business enterprises in the areas of purchasing and contracting. They have studied and committed to the issue of disparities, using it as a lens through which they shape the county's work. We have built a foundation of excellence through the immobilization of staff, the addition of resources, the utilization of community partnerships, and the leadership of Commissioners Opat, Higgins, McLaughlin, Green, Gotel, and Johnson. These were all options that were included at the outset of these remarks in answer to the question, what is the biggest resource that we have in meeting our challenges? They are all important factors in the work we are doing at Hennepin County, and so you all got this answer right. But the fifth resource, community, is also crucial. It is specifically called out in the part of our vision that reads, we will strive to meet and exceed expectations by engaging people and communities in developing innovative solutions to challenges. Community engagement is increasingly important today, and this is an area where I believe we need to do more. Expectations around public participation have evolved. People want more transparency, more access, and more opportunity to make their voices heard. As an institution, however, we are sometimes uncomfortable with public participation, reflecting the fact that much of our work is administrative, that we often speak of clients rather than constituents, and that the public process and the public can be difficult and challenging. Our discomfort means that we sometimes overlook opportunities to meaningfully engage constituents. While we have added electronic services and access, our public process is largely unchanged, and we fail to take advantage of some of the most basic and common forms of gauging public opinion, such as annual surveys of our residents or of those who use our services. Striking a balance between engaging the public and understanding the role that we are charged to fulfill is difficult. We will not make everyone happy, not even among ourselves. Engaging the public doesn't mean we cede our policy-making responsibility, but it will help us sharpen our decision-making process by improving our understanding of the issues and emotions involved. One of the hallmarks of local government has always been its ability to just get the work done. We have historically taken pride in our focus on service delivery, whether snowplowing or providing library books. We have functioned without the toxic mix of partisanship, which makes other levels of government less effective or less trusted. But we do our work in a time when distrust of government is growing. When people do not know what we do, we become easy targets for those who criticize government and public service. Without a citizenry that understands and feels invested in our work, public support for our role is likely to decline. In this climate of mistrust, we have very little room for error. Our size, while a strength, can be our liability. Our residents, our businesses, our legislators tend to think in terms of the communities in which they live and not the county. We focus too easily on our differences, our urban core versus our suburban neighborhoods versus our rural communities, rather than our similarities. We overlook the things that draw us together, our common goals, our shared future, our joint experience. This is consistent with the emphasis on differences that seems to characterize our society today, but it makes us less effective because we sometimes have a difficult time finding our common voice. The reservoir of support for government today is shallow. It is filled painstakingly, drop by drop. It can be drained quickly by actions that the public doesn't understand or that they believe were decided without giving them an adequate notice to participate. New means of citizen engagement exist, and we have started this work. It is evident in new approaches in the Transportation Department to communicating with residents and businesses around road projects, and in working with communities that will be affected by construction disruption. It has guided the work that staff is doing around changes to our solid waste ordinance relating to organics, where they have worked proactively to gather input from those who will be affected before an ordinance is passed. It is increasingly a part of the work that is done throughout the county under the leadership of our newly created County Strategic Engagement Coordinator. And it is a staple in how we are able to engage real time with our residents and how they engage with us through social media efforts such as Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. But I propose that we do more. In particular, I believe the time has come for a new and unprecedented energy around community engagement in Hennepin County, the sort of focus that will help us sharpen our emphasis on the future by giving us the opportunity to interact with members of our community in new ways and outside the usual pull of outside the usual push-pull of contentious issues. While our size may make this work more difficult, it also makes it more compelling. To accomplish this, I support, and will ask my colleagues to approve, a proposal for a robust community engagement initiative similar to that undertaken recently by some of our Hennepin County cities. This effort will reach out to community members throughout the county using new communication methods as well as traditional ones. It will ask them to engage in a dialogue around their expectations for Hennepin County, inviting them to join us in imagining the future. The goal of this initiative will be to engage our community in a strategic discussion of where we should focus our energy and resources in order to move towards the common future that we envision. It will complement the work that is underway in the update to our comprehensive guide plan. And while I expect that we may find some of our beliefs and assumptions challenged, the result will be a stronger certainty that we are moving Hennepin County in the right direction and that we have the support of our community in doing so. If we do this work well, we will meet the challenge laid down by one of our recent Citizens Academy participants who wrote, "My feeling after this course was that we're doing a pretty good job, but I want my county to be leading the nation, to be doing the best job. I want them to take risks, be innovators, be the best." Gathering our community around us through this engagement exercise will embolden us to take risks, to be confident in our support of innovation, and to redefine what it means to be the best. This is the right time to do this work. Today, one of the fundamental questions the government must answer is, why are we here? In Hennepin County, we have an answer. We are here because it matters that our snowplow trucks are on the road at 2 a.m. to clear snow. It matters that we have stepped up to dramatically overhaul our child protection system. It matters that people coming out of jail have the chance to learn a skill and get a job. It matters that someone answers the phone when 911 is called. It matters that people who are homeless are housed. It matters that our libraries are sources of learning and community. It matters that our elections are secure. It matters that people's health needs are met. It matters in these ways and so many more. Government is all about problem solving, and we have no shortage of problems to solve in Hennepin County. But we also have no shortage of people who are focused on our challenges each and every day, and we see the results of that commitment before us. Government cannot do it alone. By engaging our community in new ways, we will broaden our ability to solve the problems that we face and ensure that those who come after us have the tools they need to realize the vision that we confirm. And the product of this engagement will be unique to Hennepin County, reflecting the common goals, shared future, and joint experience of this most remarkable county and the people and businesses in it. Our future is in all of our hands. When we join with our community, we ensure that the challenges that face us can be met. Thank you for the work that you have done and for your commitment to our vision of healthy and successful residents and safe and vibrant communities. And thank you for joining me here this morning.